right, guys, we are live. Second Take. It's the award show. We have the season finale here underway. Our sponsorships: Chex Mix, Cool Whip, Coors Light. When the mountains are blue, climb on. We have a live guest in studio tonight for the first time this season. Let's give a warm welcome to John Serta. Welcome to the show.
Guys, let's great show you got going here.
All right. John Serta, Jacob Conway, Tommy McKean. That's who we got here live on the panel tonight in Midlothian. Second Take. Guys, it's been a great season for the NFL. It's been an awesome season for Second Take as our debut season. We have a lot to cover tonight from the NFL, from the Super Bowl, and some nice awards to give out. Before we get into all that, let's get into a huge announcement we got from Second Take crew. Tommy McKean, Jacob Conway, we have talked. We listened to the people. We will be coming live once a week during baseball season. We will have an added co-host as well. So there will be three of us here on the panel. We will talk about MLB news, the standings. We will cover NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and any NFL offseason moves. All sports galore. Here we are. So that is our announcement here tonight, guys. We are all dazzled up here. NWO, casual. Print it, guys. We are here. So, without further ado, let's get into the talking. John Serta, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great show you guys got going on here.
Thank you. So as a viewer, what is different about viewing it from the live feed and actual living it?
Well, a little bit more different behind the camera than it is in front of the camera. But, same thing. Let's talk sports.
Let's talk sports. One of the most calm guests you have that you could ever ask for, really. So, as the man said, let's do it. Let's recap the Super Bowl. Gentlemen, Patriots won. Everyone was on the same page, besides my grandma. Grandma, I love you, man.
Love you, Miss Golden.
Everybody said Patriots. What's the biggest takeaway?
Two things I want to touch on. One is, I told you guys, if you watched the other show, the only way the Rams were winning that game was by Todd Gurley. That team lives and dies by Todd Gurley as of right now, before Goff gets more advanced and a little more seasoned. But Gurley didn't play that much. He didn't do that much when he played. He had some nice runs, but they really should have kept him in a lot more than they did. And so I wasn't surprised they didn't do anything. And then my biggest takeaway from that game is Julian Edelman. The dude is a baller. When it comes down to it, I don't see anyone in the league that wants it more than him. And I think that's just what it comes down to. The Patriots have a bunch of guys who just want it more than everybody else, and that's why they win games. That's why I root for them once they make it to the playoffs, and I will continue to root for them as long as they keep going strong.
Is it too early, or are we kind of running out of time to call the New England Patriots a dynasty?
No.
They're a dynasty.
They're a dynasty. They're a dynasty for sure.
When
Tom Brady could throw a pass to me, and I'd be an all-star wide receiver.
When did they earn that title? Was it after Seattle? Was it before them? Was it just this past Sunday? When did they deserve the dynasty title?
Well, you guys are a little younger than me, but they won a three-peat. What is it? 02, correct me if I'm wrong here. 02, 03, and 02, 04, and 05.
Yeah, they skipped
And
one
they won
year, right?
3 out of 4. To me, that was a mini dynasty, but now with these other 3, that's it. Tom Brady's the GOAT. That's hard for him to say because he plays for that school in, what state.
Ann Arbor.
I'm a huge Notre Dame fan.
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
As far as I'm concerned, Joe Montana 4-0, but I can't take nothing from the guy. He's a GOAT. He's a GOAT.
The GOAT of football, arguably, I think the GOAT of every sport.
Whoa.
That goes into our polls.
No.
That goes into our polls.
GOAT of all sports. All right. Let me give you a lesson, young bucks. Jordan is the GOAT of all sports. Why do we even discuss this? This is not even a question. Hands down,
Tom
the guy
Brady
is the
deserves
best
to be in conversation.
It's a conversation. It's
Okay.
a conversation at the least.
Well, I'm glad you guys brought that up because this is what I'll show you. Can you describe your shoes for me, Tommy?
Describe them.
What shoes are these? These are the
The
Jordans.
Jordans, right?
What Jordans are these?
You said you just told me.
The 6 rings.
6 rings.
Now Brady has the 6 rings.
Correct.
But does he have a shoe named after his 6 rings?
He's not into those
But
endorsements.
it's a personality.
It's
thing,
endorsements.
too. Yeah, endorsements.
It's all about money.
personality thing.
Come on.
Tom Brady's not about the money. He's about winning
Whoa,
rings.
Jordan was never about the money.
Oh, please.
Jordan's
Let's go
about
back.
Everything.
Selfish.
Does he have a name? Does he have games named after him?
He's a bad guy.
Well, hold on. Does he have games named after him?
Selfish.
Games named after him. You ever heard of the flu game? You ever heard of the shrug game?
Deflategate.
Dude,
That's
dude,
just
oh, yeah.
blame Tom
Yeah.
Brady for cheating.
Yeah.
Because he's just
Either
too
way, he's
good.
great.
He's
He's
just
great.
too good.
Did he ever win a playoff game with a 104-feeder? Let's do our research. We're in a crowd. I need some comments. Let's school these guys on some history and sports.
I mean, look, I can see why. Like when we had the Bulls, it was mostly like the younger, like mine and Jacob's age, that was saying Brady as the all-time GOAT. I can see why. It's like, yeah, that's who you guys saw as a generational talent.
Okay.
I can see why you
No,
would stick by him.
I'm old enough that I've seen both.
Right?
Longevity? What has he been playing since 2001? 2000?
Who, Brady?
Yeah,
2000?
to 2019. Hey, you're the man. Football GOAT? No
And he
question.
doesn't plan on stopping.
Doesn't-
Jordan.
doesn't have to stop
6 and
him.
0 in Chile.
At what point
And
does
he
he
stopped Hall of
deserve?
Fame careers.
At what point does he deserve to be in
Oh, no,
conversation?
no. And I have to give credit to my man, Chuck Skolin. Congrats, Aiden, on the gold medal win.
Gold
His
medal.
name.
Lake Plaza, right?
I have to give credit to Sean with this comment he said last week. Jordan, they're both at the table, but Jordan's at the head of the table. He deserves a seat at the table.
At what point do those seats start playing musical chairs? Because you got to
I-
start thinking.
How about this?
Brady deserves to.
Brady wins another one
Okay,
this year.
Brady
What happens?
wins number 7. Then you guys got something to
Seven's
say
an
about.
odd number, so we're just
No.
going odd numbers now.
No,
Like
it doesn't matter.
What,
It doesn't matter. It's one
wh-
more than
at what
6.
point?
What's wrong with it?
So he has to get one more than Jordan. Then he's better than Jordan.
Yeah, why does he have to get one more?
I don't think
Why
he's going
can't
to
they
get one.
be even?
Ring-wise,
switched up
there's no-
teams.
there's
Brady
no-
has always switched up teams, whether it was defensive players or offensive.
Shout out
players.
Kayla, TTSK for life.
Okay.
TTSK.
Brady plays offense. He's a quarterback. He's the architect of the team. Jordan had to score, play defense, take over games. I mean, from seeing both,
Brady's not even a
I've
captain.
seen both of their whole careers. It's splitting hairs, but I'll take Jordan.
Who was the captain in Jordan's team? On Jordan's team, was it Jordan's team? Right?
Oh my God, I gotta leave.
Was it Jordan's team?
Wasn't Jordan's team?
Brady doesn't wear.
It
a
was
captain.
Jordan's world.
Brady's not a C. You know that, right?
He's
It's
not a
not
C.
about.
No, but
leading
he's
the
the
team.
man.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
he's the man. They follow
It's
him.
Tom
He is
Brady and the
man.
Patriots.
Exactly.
Tom Brady and the Patriots. I get it.
That's the kind of guy he is. He doesn't need no C on his
That's
sweater.
the point. He's
He
got a
doesn't
point.
need a
No,
contract.
that's the
He got-
point.
Tom Brady
That's
doesn't
the point.
demand. Tom Brady
he has
doesn't
all-
demand the leadership.
Exactly.
Listen,
They just
listen.
look up
They
to him.
follow him because they know he has. he
Comments,
doesn't
can you
need
help
it.
me out here? Can I get some comments to help me out here with these young guys?
He's getting red here,
Listen,
guys. We're gonna.
This guy was winning titles before you guys were even
Hold on,
thoughts.
wait. I got a question. What's Jordan's playoff record without Pippen?
What's Brady's playoff record without Belichick?
Wait,
I mean,
what-
come on.
Well, that's
Well,
what
you're gonna have
man,
Brady.
one
It was
player
1 and
coach
9,
duo,
right?
and then it's a player.
You still have to have great defenses. Didn't Brady have Randy Moss one year?
1 year,
1
but
year.
what about the other years? He's done it with
Jordan has
undrafted.
Pippen how many years?
Oh my God! And who did he have to play against? I'm not even going to go into history lessons. Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing in the New York Knicks, Utah Jazz, John Stockton, and Karl Malone. Like, you don't understand how great these teams
Tom
are.
Brady.
Put it
won-
this way: if LeBron played in Jordan's era, he'd be lucky to be an All-Star.
Okay.
Lucky to be an All-Star.
Okay.
So I don't even want to get in that conversation.
Things are getting heated in
Yeah.
20-degree mid-low weather.
That's-
We are going to switch gears to players. I'm going to go into the coaching.
No.
Belichick outcoached McVay.
Hands down, yes.
Josh
Totally agree.
McDaniels
Best offensive coordinator.
and defense from
The
New England.
defense won the game. Their defense won them the game. It was a defensive low-scoring game.
I think it was a combination of defense plus Jared Goff a little timid and
Yeah.
Sean McVay.
Yeah, I definitely seen Goff timid, but with the defense, it's just Patrick Chung is so like nobody talks about him. He's really underrated, but he's like the centerpiece really of that defense. They do so much just around him. And for him to go out as early as he did, I think was in the first quarter, like the middle of the first quarter, and they just come up with a different game plan on spot
The game
and
plan.
they shut him down to 3
That's it.
points.
Greatest coach, Bill
He's
Belichick.
a
After
genius.
that game, there's no
Yeah,
argument.
there's no.
Yeah, it was
There's
real
no
crazy.
argument.
And the way McVay responded, he said, it's plain and simple, I got outcoached.
Do I think the Rams could still improve? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, they
But
lost
once,
one of
once
their
you
main
get to the big
receivers.
show, I mean, like Tommy said, Gurley missing. I don't know, was he hurt? Did they just go with a hot hand? I don't know.
Yeah.
But to me, you got a guy making how much a year? And you're in the Super Bowl, Gurley?
Yeah, yeah. He's
You gotta
just
work him
paid,
in somehow.
Yeah, gotta
So.
get him.
Keep in mind the Rams lost Cooper Kupp middle of the season.
Okay.
Does that
I mean,
change
that's
anything?
big.
Does that
That's
change
everybody.
anything?
It's NFL.
It's a
You get
big
injuries
wide.
all the time.
It's a big wide receiver injury to go to the Super Bowl still without him.
They don't
to
win.
make to the
They
playoffs.
don't win with him in the game. It doesn't change the outcome.
Another wide receiver for LA that does not change.
No, I mean,
Okay.
listen, look at
They got
Julian
out-schemed,
Edelman, Super
yeah.
Bowl MVP. He's, I mean, in the ranking receivers all season long, is he
Yeah,
better
right,
than a lot of
right.
receivers? No.
No.
But
And he's
Brady
not.
makes
If you
him
just
great.
put him straight up to. This is what I was gonna say when we were talking about the Jordan Brady. Deion Branch was the Super Bowl MVP because of Tom Brady. Like the casual fan who watches football, tell me who Deion Branch is. Not a lot of people know
Yeah,
who Deion
well, I
Branch
do know what Deion Branch is.
Super,
I mean,
Super Bowl
I feel like
MVP
you're calling me a casual
because,
fan.
No,
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not calling
what's
you.
going on here?
No, I'm not calling you. I'm saying this is me showing that
Yes,
Brady
yes.
takes guys who aren't.
That's, so does Jordan. Look at Steve Kerr, coach of the Golden
But
State Warriors.
Pippen's a Hall of Famer with or without Jordan.
Ah,
He had Dennis Rodman too.
Dennis Rodman at his late end of his career. You guys got to do some research in history before we come on this next show because you got on this.
All right, let's jump gears to the polls that we posted earlier on today. Shocking results, to say the least. We're going to go into the hockey poll. Blackhawks, 7-game win streak. Nice little streak they got going under Jeremy Colleton, the new head coach. Let's gonna shift this one over to John Serta. Back in November, firing Coach Quinville.
Didn't like the move. Sounds like, I don't know, something upper management. I don't know. Either way, he's out of town. They got to work with what they got. But
How do you like the youngster Jeremy Colleton? How do you like
Well,
how he adapted to Chicago?
I think he adapted well. He's got leadership with Taves and Kane, looking over him. And the game's about speed. These guys, they're younger. I think Kane, Taves, Seabrook, they're getting a little old. But I will say, if they're close to that wild card or in the hunt at the trade deadline, I say we make a move.
Okay.
What do you feel about that?
I mix decisions because they're in the hunt. They get a wild card spot. They can make one more run potentially. They start falling off, make a move, rebuild, play for draft picks.
Right.
Either way, it's a win-win.
To me, it's whatever the next 2 weeks holds.
Correct. They call it the Wild West for a reason. It's the Wild West. 67% of you guys say the Blackhawks will be in the playoffs this year. After missing it last year, 33% say they will miss and they will tank. Harsh, but maybe true. Let's see what Jeremy Colleton has in mind. Let's shift gears to MLB. Where does Harper and Machado end up? 50-50 viewers. Some say one will go to the NL, one will go to the AL. The others say vice versa. So, John, Machado, where's he go?
I want to say I think it's going to be the White Sox. Possibly
The Bronx.
Yankees. I'm hearing Yankees, but I think we'll hear something right before players report to camp. Not pitchers and catchers, but before full squads report to camp, I think he'll be somewhere. Harper,
Harper?
I'm hearing Phillies, right? Is that the favorite now?
Phillies, San Diego.
I heard
was
San
here.
Francisco threw their hat in there now.
I think they're just playing a game of cat and mouse, like throwing the arm back and forth.
I think one is waiting for the other one to sign
That's what's
to
happening.
see how much money they get.
That's what's going on.
But the longer they wait, it's going to hurt their money.
That's what's going on.
So.
Let's go into free agency for the NFL. Tommy, biggest free agent or trade bait to look for? Who you
My
going
biggest free agent, the free agent that makes the most sense to me is Nick Foles to Jacksonville. I'll get more into Jacksonville in a few minutes here, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Blake Bortles was their guy. You talk about everyone wants to talk about Nick Foles being a playoff quarterback. I don't think he would be a great quarterback throughout the whole season. Like I said, once he gets to the postseason, his style of play works there. It'd be interesting, to say the least, to see how it would go through a whole 16-game schedule. But that's definitely a team. You replaced Blake Bortles 2 years ago with Nick Foles, and you're talking about that's an upset. Maybe the Patriots don't even make it to the Super Bowl. They ended up losing, but yeah, I mean, we could have seen the Jaguars in the Super Bowl 2 years ago if you replaced Bortles with Foles. and really that's the one thing that team is lacking, I think, and the run game. But once Leonard Fournette is healthy, they'll be good. So.
I couldn't agree more. I think you throw Nick Foles in Jacksonville, decent defense, he can manage the games, get a playoff spot, and we can see what he can do in the playoffs with a good defense.
So Nick Foles is known not to be the best quarterback to go to through the regular season or up until December. Do you trust him to be the starter in Jacksonville?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, he touched on the point I didn't even really bring up, game managing. Foles is a gunslinger, and that's why I say throughout the regular season you have interceptions and stuff that turnovers decide games sometimes. But I think if they could find a way to make him more of a game manager, at least like opposed to being like the full-out gunslinger, then they could win enough games with the defense that they have to make it there. And once you get to the postseason, you just let him off the hooks, let him off the chains, let him go, do what he does.
Yeah, if I was Jacksonville, I'd make the move for him. Because if you got Leonard Fournette healthy, you could run, manage games, clock management. I mean, all you got to do is get in. Once you get in, I mean, we can see what he can do. I mean, he beat Tom Brady straight up in the Super Bowl. I can't argue that. So
Got to get to the dance in order to dance. So let's see what Jacksonville does. See if they want to get their feet into the dance. Let's talk about Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown?
He wants out of Pittsburgh. What is Pittsburgh going to do?
I think they got to trade him at this point. I mean, we talked before, just the storied franchise that is. I'm surprised. We were both surprised that they kept him around and Bell around like that long. Like a franchise like that, man, you would think those guys would be gone the very first little mistake they made there. But I think Brown for sure gets traded to where, I don't know, I haven't looked really that far into it, but to me, Brown's 100% going to be on a different team this year.
Due to his, we'll get to your, just another question. Due to his circumstances in Pittsburgh, whether it was wanting leadership, arguing with the quarterback, I think that's what it was, or just being a head case, do you send him to a contender, or do you send him to a team where he's got to be the face of the team and really not a potential...
That's what he wants. See, this is the thing. He wants to be the face of a team. He doesn't care about being a leader. He's not a leader. I don't think him and Juju Smith ever were that close. And Juju Smith said something like he wants to play with Brown and stuff still. But that's just talking. Like, in games, you see them celebrate. You never really see, like, I noticed this as the season went on, Brown was never really, like, celebrating with Juju Smith for his success. I think, Brown is just all about being the number one guy. I hope he does get traded to a team that needs that guy and that isn't going to be a playoff contender. And I hope really the same thing for Bell because, again, it's money orientated. He just wants to be the guy. So both of those guys, I say, I hope, go to teams that aren't contenders and they get to be happy but also mad because they're going to be losing games all year.
Antonio Brown, anything on him?
I think he's worth the risk if you're in a win-now mode. If you're a team like, I'll throw out the Bears out there. I'll even throw out the Rams. If they give up picks, draft picks, prospects, take what you can get from, obviously, whoever's offering you the most, but he's worth the risk for a year or two, and then if he's a head case, ship him out of town. But, I mean, you see, look at the Patriots. I mean, how many head cases they took for a year or two
Really?
to help them win the Super Bowl?
Josh Gordon.
I got one. This is what I texted my friend a few weeks back when I was like thinking about this. Is there a chance Antonio Brown goes to the Patriots?
I think there's a big chance.
I could see it. I really could see that actually.
They're all about winning over there, and every time, and actually, what the rest of the league doesn't pick up on is they push his stock so far down that they end up getting him on the cheap. They hold him for a year, and what happens? Mr. Brady and Belichick get another ring every year. Who's always laughing last?
I think we were all shocked about Josh Gordon ending up in New England. I know he is a big Josh Gordon fan. Give him one more chance, he'll be a top receiver. We've heard it from him plenty of times.
He showed in years past if he was healthy and his head was on straight, he would no doubt be a top 5 receiver. And to me, I think he would be the best receiver in the league.
You're in New England, you're playing with Tom Brady, you still mess up.
Yeah, it's just a head thing, not football related.
It was, at the time, it was worth the risk. And they still won without him.
Right.
Maybe he's good for a couple wins early on in the season.
And you talk about like he didn't have that good of a year. I think he had 42 catches, and you know what he did with those 42 catches? 720 yards. I don't know what that averages out to. I'm not the greatest at math, but
I'm not the moral police here. I'm not the court system. But if the guy gets me wins, it's all about getting the ring at the end. For a year or two, deal with. I mean,
Take it.
right?
Take it and run with it. That's what you guys got to do. Let's stay in Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, what happens with him?
Is he a free agent?
He will be. Right?
Franchise tag, right? Or-
Franchise
I
tag.
think that they're gonna end up having him be a free agent.
So he missed all year. Le'Veon Bell, whether it was the money issues or just not wanting to play with Pittsburgh, what happens with Le'Veon Bell?
I mean, you're at a point if he doesn't want to be there, send him off. See what you can get from him. Why franchise tag him? I mean, if the guy's gonna he's gonna play not to get hurt.
Look
He's
at the back that Pittsburgh has now.
James Conner.
James
Just
Conner.
roll with him. Just roll with him.
Exactly. I mean, he's not going to do any
Everybody
hectic
needs a
problems.
back, so you can get draft picks. You can move up in a draft.
Right.
You can rebuild. To me, Pittsburgh, especially. Let's go back to the Pittsburgh Steelers with Brown and Le'Veon Bell. I think you're in rebuild mode now.
Yeah,
I don't even know how long do you keep. How long do you keep Roethlisberger? Is it time to draft a QB?
Roethlisberger, this is what we talked about too. They are in rebuild mode. I said that before too. Roethlisberger should have retired 2 years ago.
Do you trade
When he lost to
these guys in the
Jacksonville.
draft? Maybe move up in the draft.
Yeah,
Who's the
you
guy from
could.
Ohio State
From this year,
for that's coming in the draft
Dwayne
this year?
Haskins,
Him, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. I don't know about.
I
Kyler
mean,
Murray, though.
Let Roethlisberger groom him for a year or two.
Oh, I say
Who
for
knows?
sure. I mean, yeah, that would be smart. But here's the thing too. Like you talk about Brown going to the Patriots, that would not be a thing if they were giving up a top draft pick to get Brown. Patriots don't play like that.
Right.
But no, I say you do like with Brown. That is smart. You explore what you could get because they need a quarterback. They need some other pieces. Their defense. The quarterback's the biggest thing. They could be a surprise team to take a quarterback early.
Yeah, I think so.
And you could use your leverage with Brown not wanting to play there.
when it comes to Pittsburgh, it's about the Steelers, and they gotta produce a winner up there. So
Oh yeah, for sure, always.
Any possible destinations for Le'Veon Bell?
everybody
NFC.
needs a running back, right?
Yeah, I mean,
NFC North?
There's one. Yep, there's one team out there in the North. I'm hearing a lot. I heard them a lot before, but even more recently, Green Bay.
I've heard that too.
Does that put a little stomping on your Chicago Bears?
Whoa,
No.
what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
You got to see them twice.
What?
You got to see them. And what I'm hearing, you're opening up against them next year on Thursday Night Football.
That's what I'm hearing for the 100th anniversary game.
Are you worried about Le'Veon Bell? If
Not
you're
with
a
our
Bears
defense.
fan. No
You still
worries.
got to go against Khalil Mack and our defense. If you hit-
Even with Fangio leaving, remember, it's not going to be the same defense.
we got Chuck
Pagano's
Pagano.
a leader.
I mean, an
Pagano's
ex-head
a
coach.
leader.
Okay.
So
He's a leader.
To
I
a
mean,
team, Indianapolis,
maybe
right?
Le'Veon Bell's worth another win or two, but to me, I think the Bears next year definitely Super Bowl contenders. I say NFC Championship or bust.
So no wild card, right?
No. Division.
I mean, they were a game or two away from the Rams win. We beat the Rams, but they're a win away
from
first round bye.
First round bye, and to me, they win that game. They
And
would
we
have
lost to the Dolphins. We lost a couple games.
And I'm not trying to rehash bad memories here, but we get that kick from Parkey. If the Rams rolled into
It doesn't
New
come down to
Orleans.
the kick. It doesn't come down to the kick.
It
It doesn't come down to the kick.
I
There were
mean-
many drives where the
Okay.
Bears should have scored.
now are
You-
we on the hate Trubisky again? Is this where we're going with this?
I mean, he loves to
Go
go
ahead,
to Trubisky.
go ahead.
He loves
There
Your
were
show.
many drives
Your
where
show. Go ahead. Hate
the
Trubisky.
Bears could have converted when they didn't. 3 and outs, whatever the case may be.
That final drive, Trubisky made an
Now-
unbelievable pass.
Now we're
to
talking
get
about the final drive. Go to the first quarter. Go to the second
Okay.
quarter. Drives that
when
were
you're
completed.
$4 million a year kicker, you make that kick. Obviously, we've
He
seen
makes
the
the
whole
kick.
season.
Yeah, that's what it
You've
comes
seen
down
him
to.
miss 4 in one
Okay.
game. Get rid of him
Whatever.
then.
We both-
you
I'll
trust him
have
to go
to
to the
credit
postseason.
Philadelphia's defense. They kept it in the whole game with they battled
yeah, for
defenses.
sure.
Look,
They've got some.
we're not
dudes
even
on
in
that
field goal
defense.
range unless Trubisky drives us down there.
Again, why are we waiting on this last drive?
But you guys both.
It's the playoffs, defensive schemes. Your
Yeah.
Patriots just held the
kick,
highest
the
scoring
kick didn't
offense
go
to 3
missing
points.
and off the post for no reason. Philadelphia blocked it. You can't. You
The
can't
block
blame the
helps
Okay.
the kick not
Listen,
go
that
for
was a
block.
PR move by the NFL, so this guy didn't get blasted for
No,
one end of
and the
today's show.
kick would have went wide left had it not
Now
been
getting
tipped.
tipped.
Right.
So they did this guy a favor because
Yeah.
he was getting
Now we're
roasted on
playing
Twitter.
what ifs. Now we're playing what ifs.
But
I don't know.
but they
Okay.
both do have a point. Jacob's point being, like I said, Nagy, the thing he struggled with all year was play calling the second half of games. He got way too conservative. And there's a lot of games that the
Come
Bears
on.
started to choke away at the
Week
end
one.
of the
We
game.
finished 12
Week
and
one.
4. We weren't even supposed to finish
Week
above
one.
500.
Week
Week
one.
one
You
sums
win
up
week one,
the
you're in the
season.
playoffs. Week one, you win the
Yeah,
playoffs.
that's a bye. That's a bye.
You don't blow that touchdown lead.
I love Nagy. Nagy should he
Where's
deserves coach of the
Go
year.
get your Lions hat, because I mean, you're Matthew Stafford.
Now we're talking about the Lions.
well,
that
I
weren't
mean,
contending. We're talking about the Bears blowing their little what-if season.
they weren't even supposed to be there.
But they were there. They beat the Packers week 1. They go farther. That's all I got to say about that. Any other free agents or off-season moves?
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you have one?
No, go ahead. I didn't have one.
Okay, sure.
I'm positive.
Teddy Bridgewater. I saw this today and I liked it. So I'm not taking full. I did not make this up. I've seen this. I saw it. I liked it. Teddy Bridgewater to the Washington Redskins. The Redskins win. The Redskins win that division if Alex Smith never gets hurt. They're a better team than the Cowboys.
I agree. No,
The Eagles,
I agree.
The Eagles,
I
the Eagles
agree.
would have been close. It would have came down to the Redskins and the Eagles. But to me, Alex Smith, healthy, they win that division.
They're definitely in the playoffs wild card,
Yeah,
regardless. I agree with you. I think division. Alex Smith. What do you say? Bridgewater to the Redskins?
Yeah, Bridgewater. I mean, you look at they're the same kind of quarterback. And Smith
It didn't work in Minnesota though. I mean, he got hurt, but
Right. I mean, he's more of a game manager too. Like he's a leader. He's a good guy.
you gotta
He's
have a
someone
guy
you
that's
can
got to risk
follow.
it a little bit.
You think so?
I think so. I think
Maybe a
the
team
perfect
like that.
example is the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Ryan Tannehill.
Why did Goff and them get away from their high-powered offense? They were scared.
Do not bring up Ryan Tannehill,
Ryan Tannehill.
on the show.
Miami.
Ryan Tannehill. Do not. Okay. First of all,
Ryan Tannehill.
to bring up
What are you talking
to bring
about?
up Miami, that's bold. Miami is not
beat
good.
the Chicago Bears.
Okay, that's a game.
Oh
like I
my
said,
God!
they
Last
should've
one.
won.
Like this
Bears
is their
beat
first year.
Bears beat the Dolphins. Bears
Wait,
win the playoffs.
do you think Ryan Tannehill?
The Dolphins beat the Patriots. Patriots are Super Bowl champions. Okay.
Bears
what do
beat
you
the
got?
Patriots.
Okay. Yeah. On the last second
Special
play.
teams
You see
there,
that?
by the way.
Last second play.
Special teams beat
There's
the
3
Bears,
games in
by the
there.
way.
We're 14-2 or 15-1.
Special teams
But
lost
whatever.
against
It's
the
NFL. It's growing pains.
It's
We
whatever.
will be there. Favorites next year. NFC.
It's
Yeah,
it's not
I-
about the
Listen,
favorites.
are we
It's not about the
recording
favorites.
Can we put this in the vault here?
You
I'm
got
fun.
it. Put it
NFC
to the camera, go ahead.
Championship or bust, Bears?
Yeah, I agree with that.
NFC
though.
Championship.
I
You agree with that,
Yeah,
Tony?
I agree with that.
Okay. Good.
Okay. All
One
right.
more offseason move I want to talk to, then we'll switch gears. Jason Garrett with the Cowboys. What happens?
I think he's a lame duck coach this year.
You get rid of him?
I think Jerry Jones is waiting to see what happens, and I think he's a lame duck. Who was I just seeing on the internet that he? Somebody's waiting. Oh, Tony Romo is rumbling in the news. I
For
think
the
he's coming
Cowboys?
to the Cowboys.
It's a coach.
I think so.
He's liking
Head
his
coach.
analyst job, though.
You hear him on
I mean, I hear him.
how many? Okay, how many
But he
plays
was a
did
quarterback.
Romo
But he
call?
was a quarterback.
How many
though.
plays did Romo call before they happened?
But you gotta
all
think.
season?
But you gotta think he was the starting quarterback a couple years ago.
So you're
they
basically
should
a
all,
play caller.
But they should, but they should all pretty much be able to like tell pre-snap defense.
You sent Brady up in the booth. What do you think he's going to do?
I mean,
But Brady
you
would
just
be
said-
a great coach too, though.
So I mean, that's Romo. He did be a coach.
I could see Romo being.
I mean,
a
it's
coach
an
because
offensive coordinator, but under the center.
I like it. I think Romo would be a good coach. You talk about like personality and everything. He loves the game. I could see him being.
I
Not
think.
being out of the
I
game?
think for Garrett, it's division or bust plus a playoff win.
So
I
you're
think
giving him one more year.
he's got 1 more year in his contract.
Okay. All right.
But I don't think they're resigning him. To me, they got to get divisional bye for him to even come back. What do you think, Tommy?
I mean, what did Jones just say like a few weeks ago though? That he thought that Garrett would be in high demand if he were.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
I
at
mean,
all?
at the end of the day, the money talks. They would resign him or extend him before he gets out there. He's
Um,
just sitting back to see what happens. You know.
I mean, no playoffs. He's for sure out.
Oh, he's for sure no playoffs.
I mean, I think
to
you got
me,
a point. Yeah, I think you
Wild
got.
card or
You got to get a win.
I think at least at bare minimum he has to win
a
the
win.
division.
Yeah, win. Yeah, win.
Win the division.
Yeah, and that's
Maybe
that's
not
tight.
a bye, but he has to win that
Right.
division.
I think to me actually it would come down to them winning, making the playoffs and winning a playoff game. And if not, he's out. I mean, you're a Cowboys guy.
Yeah, I mean,
You
let's,
believe
yeah,
in him?
come on, let's go. Let's.
I have a lot of faith in the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to do the right thing. I'm going to stay with you guys on the same page for once. It's do or die for Jason Garrett. It's your career on the line, really.
Okay, bold prediction then. I say, you said Bears NFC Championship. I think is one of the teams. Who do you think the other team would be?
Cowboys.
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 Can you look right in that camera and say that?
Cowboys. NFC Championship.
And who wins that game?
Cowboys Bears?
Yeah. Depends where it's
Depends
played
how,
out.
yes.
Depends
It
how this-
depends,
yeah.
it depends where it's at. It's going to be Cowboys Bears. If it's at Soldier Field, guess what? Cowboys are going to win it.
Wait,
If it's at AT&T,
Guys,
if it's
wait,
at
you
AT&T
just said-
Stadium, the Bears will win it. That is
Oh,
my
wow.
bold. That is my bold prediction.
Wow.
You can print it. Remember this
Wow.
one, guys.
Wow. What do we got comments on that? Let the comments roll in on that. 'cause I
NFC
don't-
Championship, Bears, Cowboys.
This guy.
Sean Payton the Cowboys, Sean says.
Sean
Your mom
Payton.
says you're an Eagles fan now.
There you go. Well, I don't know. It's different fan every week.
Okay, fun story for you guys.
Okay.
Maddie, enjoy our show.
I had a Patriot Super Bowl hat ordered on Monday morning. We got it yesterday. Opens up. It's a 2018 Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl hat. So,
I guess they weren't allowed.
NFL sent
no
me
more
a-
bandwagoners allowed.
NFL
So
sent me an
Philly
Eagles hat. So,
Well, I mean, you're over screaming "Fly Eagles Fly" all year.
yeah,
Over playing the Bears.
maybe they saw our episode.
Yeah.
NFL is finally seeing our
Maybe it's a
episodes.
promo gift for the show. You should wear it.
Sean, I apologize for the lack of acknowledgement of your your comments to this point.
What is it?
We got some stuff coming up for you. We got some big stuff coming up for you. You better stay tuned.
Big things coming up, guys. Rapid questions with Serta. It's a new segment we got going on tonight. Tommy's idea. Let's bring it.
You got a timer? One of you guys got a timer or something? I'm thinking 30 seconds.
This. You
got your phone? One of you guys got your phone?
I don't got my phone.
We'll do 45 seconds.
Are you gonna count it in your head?
Yeah, I got a timer.
I
on
gotta
it.
get ready.
No,
I need the glasses on for
30
this one.
seconds. 30
30
seconds
seconds?
because I don't have that many
All right.
questions.
All right,
All right.
I'm gonna go up here and watch.
Alright, you tell me when to go. We're going. Jacob, you heard me?
Go ahead, guys.
Go.
Whenever I got timer. Yep.
Give me a 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Wombat or giraffe?
Draft.
Giraffe. Michael Jackson or Eminem?
Ooh, that's tough. I'll go Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Favorite athlete?
Oh, Jordan.
Favorite movie?
Goodfellas.
Frozen or Coco?
Coco.
Favorite wrestler?
I'll go CM Punk.
Cubs or Sox?
Sox.
Favorite wrestler theme song?
The one I just walked into, NWO.
Okay, that's it. That was our
For
rapid questions.
life.
Rapid questions with Serta.
That was good. He got through it. I didn't have that many questions.
All right, that was a new segment, guys. Every time we'll have a guest on our show, we will have rapid questions with Serta and whoever else. Let's go to the conclusion of our episode. The amazing awards that Tommy and myself have drawn out with very, very close consideration on all of our episodes. Before we get to the awards, Tommy and I would like to acknowledge all of our viewers throughout our 4 episodes. 4 episodes?
That's our fourth.
So, out of our 4 episodes, guys, Jacob Conway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to all 4 of our episodes. It was a blast. I look forward to coming into your homes throughout baseball season.
That sounded a little
As-
creepy.
as the news-
Yeah, I didn't know what the whole hands was, but okay, we got it.
As the news anchors would say when they retire. It's been a blast talking football, arguing with all you guys. It's all good fun. Remember, guys, Chex Mix Cool Whip Coors Light is our sponsorship. I'm going to turn it over to Tommy McKean to see what he has to say.
It's been real, boys. It's been real.
It's been real. Let's get into the awards.
Actually,
Yeah.
before we get into the awards, though, this is unplanned, but shout out to Jacob for really being the anchor behind this show, coming up with a lot of the ideas, being the lead guy talking and stuff. If you had me trying to transition topics throughout this whole thing, it'd be kind of a mess. So I'm thankful for Jacob. This has been a really cool experience, and I'm glad you got me into this.
It takes 2 to tango, guys. It's a team effort here. We'll get into more of that with the awards. Feel free to like and share this, guys. We'll be making a YouTube channel, a Facebook page, so all of our episodes for next season will be coming from one page, not my private page. Feel free to share, guys. Send to ESPN, send to whatever. Guys, a lot of these episodes and podcasts that you see on ESPN, NFL Network, they started somewhere. They all didn't go to school to journalism, broadcast, whatever. It starts somewhere. Let's get us to the big stage, right? We are pretty good guys. So I appreciate that, Tommy. It takes 2 to tango. It's a team effort here. All right?
Also, I'd like to add Tommy and Jacob. I was honored to be the first guest
Yeah,
on the show.
glad to have
Looking
you.
forward to
Glad
many,
to
many
have
other
you.
appearances, if possible.
Many more
Love it, man.
appearances coming.
We love our guest here, John. He's been great. He was awesome to chime in on all of our topics tonight. By the way, another shout out for John. He did create those polls. The Jordan Brady GOAT, controversy. That was probably our best poll, and he's the mastermind behind it. So you could thank him for the polls. I have everything else. So
One more thing for my fans out there. Shout out to the ones who liked my Puppy Bowl poll out there.
Yes, good
There's
job.
some
I
people
like
who
that.
were questionable
That was
about
a
it.
little different.
Yeah, right.
Throw a
but
little different twist.
I felt the support for that one. I
Yes,
liked it.
good job.
that was the one question Tommy brought up. So.
That's the one.
Hey.
And I got it right. B. Just so you know.
He got it right.
Right.
That won him.
Yeah.
That won him our little contest.
That
Oh,
one, me and Tommy won that. I won that thing between me and Tommy. So
Are we gonna announce the winner of that?
yeah, the Super Bowl questionnaire. The winners: John Conway, Sean Skoglund. Congratulations. You guys will be receiving a gift card or another little incentive. I didn't think there would be two winners, so let's see what.
Very knowledgeable fans, Sean and
Very knowledgeable.
John. Hopefully we can see them on the show anytime soon.
Hopefully we can squeeze them on.
Hopefully.
We'll fly Sean in from Alabama and see where that gets us.
I'll
Just
talk
for
to
the show.
I'll talk to some of my people, see if I can work something out for them.
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
You ready for the awards?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get it. Let's see what award we're gonna give out first.
Okay. Let's see.
All these awards were going off of guest interactions with our 4 videos, guys. All of you guys have been amazing, and there will be an incentive for all of our viewers.
Here, so you go first. Let's do this one first. I'll do
You
one,
go.
then you go, then I
Okay.
go. So if you wanna, I don't know, if you wanna kind of take center stage. A little
Yeah.
bit.
All right, guys. The first award goes out to a fan that has been with us since the episode 1. He was very excited. He was looking forward to it. He brought some viewers into our show. Couldn't say enough good and bad things about this.
Let's hear some of the bad things.
It's a family show.
Things that need to be fixed.
It's a family show,
Or
guys.
adjusted, yes.
So I'm gonna keep this to myself, all the bad things. But here are the nominees for the biggest douche award: Larry, Mike Skoglund, Sean Skoglund, and John Conway. This award was picked by me and Tommy. It is also sponsored by Coors Light. When the mountains are blue, climb on. And the biggest douche award goes to Sean Skoglund.
Wow. Good choice.
Well
Good
deserved.
choice.
Well
You got
deserved,
biggest
buddy.
douche award.
This-
You will be receiving a trophy and a message in the mail from Second Take Crew. Congratulations, Sean. Thank you for your support.
Alright, well, guess that's me with award number 2 here.
Yeah, get in camera. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Here we go.
Another shot.
Fix the mic up a little bit. Check myself out on Known Live. Alright. Helpful Hand. I nicknamed this one also our Sweetheart of the Year award. Just a caring fan that
Puppies and sweethearts. I like this.
cared about helping us. So our nominees here are Kathy, Jen, Elena, and Irene.
Woo, that's a tough one.
It's tough.
That is a tough one.
Tough. It had to come down to one, and the winner for my self-proclaimed Sweetheart of the Year is Elena. So
Congratulations,
congrats
Elena.
to you. We appreciate, to be specific, with our Super Bowl little thing that we had going on. You commented and helped us out on a lot of, the halftime performance, the time for the national anthem. All that's appreciated. I know me and Jacob were struggling to do those things, so it helped a lot that you showed it all for us. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching our show.
Piggyback off Tommy. Thank you, Elena. Without you, it would have been very tricky to figure out the winner for the Super Bowl questionnaire. This next award goes out to a behind-the-scenes helper crew member for Second Take. Whether it's getting the studio ready, getting it heated in the morning, setting up our equipment, our technical equipment, and just setting up the studio, making sure we're ready to go. Without this individual, Second Take probably wouldn't be the best it was, and hopefully you all see the job this individual has done. Without this individual, Second Take wouldn't be what it is today. So, for Crew Member of the Year and Helper of the Year, it goes to John Conway.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Thank you, John, for setting up the studio day in, day out. We appreciate your hard work. Our guests do see it. Hopefully, you will be acknowledged by them.
If you don't
Tom.
mind, another shout out to John Conway, keeping our streets clean and safe
Yeah.
in these winter times. Good job.
All right. The big one I'm about to announce here. But to piggyback off of Jacob, thank you, John, aka Gramps. That's what I wrote on your little thing. It says Gramps. Yeah, but for always having the studio ready. I remember the first time I came in here, I was like, wow, this looks pretty good. And then just always coming in before and after our shows, giving us good vibes. So thank you for that. The big one right here. Oh, I got it. All right. The big one right here is our MVP fan of the year. To do a podcast or whatever we're gonna call this, but to go live with a lot of people watching, we know we can mess up and we can't go back and cut that out. It takes some nerves to do this, and so I know Jacob does too. We appreciate the fans who really watch and like support us and like what we're doing, because those are the people who keep us going and doing this. This fan specifically has been there from the start, always commenting. We've had some videos that weren't the most viewed. I think it was our second one.
Yeah, week 2.
Yeah,
Friday night. It was a Friday night.
We came down from 600 to 200. That was a tough show. There was some points where we didn't know what we were going to talk about, but we had a fan who watched throughout the whole thing and commented, gave us stuff to talk about that whole time, and we appreciate that a lot. So let me just get this right here. For the MVP fan of the year for Second Take, our nominees are Sean, Mike, Larry, and Serta. Shout out to everyone, because you guys are all good fans. But the one that stood out the most is going to be Serta. Serta,
Thank you, guys.
congrats. We got the little trophy here for you. You
Great.
want to talk?
Going on
The
the
stage
mantle.
is yours.
You want to say a few words?
I'd like to appreciate being the first guest on Second Take. Looking forward to many more appearances and commentary with you guys. So appreciate it.
Well deserved.
That's it.
Well deserved.
Well
You guys
deserved.
are all MVPs, guys. But this guy, individual, he has stuck through us. He has shared everything. And piggyback off Tommy, it's impossible without you guys. You guys keep us going. Without any guest or feedback on a podcast, it's really impossible. So I want to personally thank John Serta and all of our guests that tune in on a week-to-week basis.
All right. On that note, I think I'm gonna head out, guys. So thank you for your appearance. Gonna take this home, share this with the wife and kid, and see you guys. Thank you for the great show.
Any last second remarks here? Comments?
Yeah.
Anything?
Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Tommy, hit my music.
Let me hit the music for him. We're having some technical
Thanks
difficulties.
for coming out,
here.
John. Thanks for
No
coming out,
problem.
John. Have a good night.
Looking forward. Thank you, guys.
What an MVP there. What a guy. What a guy.
Great candidate, guys. From all of our award winners and to all of our nominees and to all of our guests who tune in on a week-to-week basis, like I said, thank you guys. Without you guys, it is really impossible. To the award winners, John Conway, Elena, and Sean, and Serta, you guys will be receiving something in the mail from Second Take Crew. Those who are also wanting a gift from Second Take, it's a nice little autograph from Tommy and myself. We will send those out to you guys. It's a really nice thing that we like to do, and it's just giving back for you guys spending 45 minutes of your night with us. It's been a blast. I'm looking forward to baseball season, as I mentioned early on. Baseball season, we will be here once a week. We will add another co-host that's not to be named yet. It'll be a surprise. That'll be kicking off around the first week of April. But to wrap up football season, it was a good one. I wish we would have joined week 1 with you guys.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we joined in the playoffs with you guys, and I think we covered a lot. We got to know a lot of your guys' opinions and everything. It was really enjoyable. It was, like Tommy said earlier, learned a lot, experienced a lot, and he gave me a shout out. I'm gonna give him a shout out for him putting up with all my ideas, crazy ideas, spitballing ideas. It's like a real snowball and domino effect here. You got a lot of ideas, what you want to include, what you don't want to include week to week, and I just keep spitting out ideas. He doesn't know what to say, what to handle. I'm all over the place. He keeps me in place, guys. Our agenda is put together as a whole. It's not just one of us doing it. Doesn't matter who talks the most and who does the most interactions. We're a team here. It's been great. I'm going to hand it over to Tommy to wrap this up.
I appreciate that, Jacob. And then just thank you to all the fans. I'm not the biggest baseball guy, but I will be around. So just keep tuning in. We'll keep doing what we do. And just thank you, everyone, for watching.
We'll still cover NFL news, NHL news, MLB news, and NFL. That's what I forgot. Hey, we're all human. Bloopers do happen. I'm sure at the end of the year.
What can we say? We're live.
We're live, guys.
This
Anything
is the
can happen.
realest that it gets.
Anything can happen, like a
That's
flag
really
falling
gets.
from behind, like
Yeah.
last week. It's been an honor. Second take. Tommy McKean, Jacob Conway. See you later.